This is Julian from Real Social Dynamics, and I just arrived back here in Los Angeles, as you can probably tell by the Hollywood sign here behind me. And the topic that I thought I'd expand on today is what I like to call short-circuiting the girl's mind. Okay, literally short-circuiting her mind to the point where she can't process anything that's going on around her, and to the point where she can't logically even process the interaction at hand. Okay, sounds a little vicious. This is something a friend mentioned to me a few weeks back when I was in Sao Paulo, Brazil, where pretty much in every single one of my interactions, at least once, maybe twice, or maybe even all throughout, the girls would at some point physically jolt. You would actually physically see the short-circuiting happen. It's like I go in and I'm just like, short-circuit, like, over and over, and you could see her body just go like I just physically jolt, okay? Her brain wasn't able to actually process what was going on. Okay, it's pretty similar, as I like to joke. If you ever watch the movie Austin Powers, like the fembots who actually explode, that's what's actually happening. Okay, and the reason being is I actually go in, okay, and this is how I actually recommend experimenting with, is going in and trying to flip the emotions around rapidly and switch from strong emotion to another stronger emotion. Okay, switch from like the hot end to the cold end, like going in, I love you, wait, come here, what's your name? I hate you. No, what's your name? Why do you do this to me? You know what, I'm really, wait, come, you, hey, boom. Like physically move around like that, emotionally move around like that, and even conversationally move around like that as well. The faster you move around, and again, when it's in such strong emotions, her RAS, or reticular activation system, won't be able to process what's going on. She won't be able to logically string around what's happening, and what happens is you create chaos, okay? Everything around her becomes chaos. She can't reach out externally to grasp onto anything that's constant, and everything becomes pretty much variable. Okay, you create that chaos. If you ever read the book The Way of the Superior Man by David Data, what he says is that women are constantly looking for a source of grounding energy. They're looking for that anchor amidst, like the chaos that's around her. And you put yourself in your situation by doing so. You create the chaos and you force her to rely on you. Why? Because everything else is changing. If she ever even reaches out, you just sculpt the interaction in an unpredictable way and force her to rely back on you. You force her to look at you for, again, that source of grounding energy and to be able to actually relax. Okay, now this puts you in that role, but it also gives her that nice full range of emotions as well, okay, that no one else can offer her. Like if you look around, everything is so bland, no one can actually do that. And by the way, where you switch it so fast, it logically disrupts her brain, where she's just forced to look on the emotional layers, okay? Women have this natural tendency, of course, to look at the emotional layers, but you force her to look at it even more in depth. Okay, and when this happens, you become, again, that source of grounding energy, you become that source of value because you're offering her all these strong emotions, and she just feels like more of a bond with you because it's that nice bubble of you and her versus the world. Okay, it really reinforces, you and her in all these different environments, you and her in all these different emotions, you and her in all these different conversational topics, and she feels like she's known you for years, even though you've just been talking to her for maybe a few minutes. Okay, short-circuit her brain. Now, when I say this, of course, you're not just going to go in and all throughout the interaction just be like, short-circuit, short-circuit, short-circuit. At some point, there has to be somewhat of a real conversation where you ask her, who she is, you get to know each other, you discuss logistics, but it's one of the best ways to spark attraction fast. Okay, and you can do this right off the bat. Just go in. Hi, I love you. I hate you. No, I'm really shy. Wait, what's your name? And you're going to literally see jolt, like, what? What did you say? Like, I'm just kidding. What's your name? Okay, and flip her around like that. This is also the best way to recover. Say if you go a little too far over the line, like you might say something like, oh, you have a very strong frame. And she's like, what? A strong frame? What the fuck? And sometimes she'll like latch onto that. The way to make her forget about that, okay, to be responsive and to keep the interaction moving, is to quickly just switch around a bunch of different topics, switch around a bunch of different emotions to the point where, again, she can't even remember what happened because she can't focus on anything that lasts long enough for her to logically process, and she ultimately forgets about that. Okay? Short circuit her brain. Until next time.